We're going to be doing a deep dive on some websites today. And this was hello from Houston, Texas. Yeah, hello. I hope you don't have snow, because if you do, boy, there's we got big issues. So I sent out an email last year, a couple months ago, might have been November, say, hey, I'm going to do some website breakdowns. And you guys flooded me with emails. Look at my website, look at my website. So I have content. I probably have 6, 7 webinars on this. And we're going to try to get to 4 websites today. And oh, you have snow. Oh no, snow in Houston. 27 in Denver. Yeah. Oh, hey, Jackie. Yeah. Warmest day in a few. Yeah, boy. Yeah, it's a cold snap coming through here. So really the goal for this is to give you guys feedback. I'll share in a few minutes, but I've built and designed dozens and dozens of therapy websites, and my wife's website. And so, I have stakes, when I first started building websites, I had to figure this out. And especially, how do you actually build a website that converts? So that is the plan. So here's what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share some slides, a couple things, and then set up some what I'm seeing in the marketing world and why you all need a solid website. Ironically, I don't build websites anymore. I got people I can recommend to build you a website. But the landscape has changed in the digital marketing world, and this is going to be a future topic as well. So let me go ahead and let's jump in, because I do have a hard stop because of my other business, TheraSaaS. I got stuff going on there, demo calls and things that I have to get to. So let's jump in. How to fix your website to convert clicks into clients. So this webinar is presented by TheraSaaS. If you're looking for an intake CRM, a way to be able to track client leads that are coming into your practice to, they're requesting appointments. You don't want any of those people to fall through the cracks. A CRM is a great way to be able to get all that information, quickly capture them, qualify them, see if they're a good fit, and close them into paying clients. And then you can take that contact information and move them into your EHR. So it's really a sales and a marketing hub for your practice. More on that in just a minute. If you are a group practice owner, so if you have 1, 2, 3, or 30 or 50 people working for you, Nate Hendricks and I are putting on the Group Practice Scaling Summit here in Chicago, May 1st through the 3rd. This is, no fluff, right? Just tactical tools and systems to be able to grow your practice. A lot of times practice owners, they go to school to learn clinical skills, but they don't teach you how to be a business owner in graduate school. So this is all centered around marketing, operations, and finances for your private practice. So if you got a group practice, check it out. Go to the practicescalingsummit.com. That's in May in beautiful Chicago. All right, here's what we're going to be talking about. Practice owners want a website that is their best sales agent, right? Converting their client leads 24/7. You want them working for you 24/7. The problem is, however, is that a lot of times practice owners will just build a website without thinking about a brand message or their niche. They just start putting things up there on the website, and it can be confusing for people. I look at websites all the time, and a lot of times when I land on a website, I don't even know if it's a therapist website. So a lot of therapists will tend to ignore the importance of the words that go on the page. The other thing is the stakes have gotten a lot higher. So venture capitalists in the last handful of years have contributed over $9 billion to the mental health space, and especially in healthcare too. So that's why we got BetterHelp. A lot of these big players, right? So I think it's important for us to talk a little bit about big therapy. This is what I call big therapy, right? So big therapy is really businesses like BetterHelp. They're taking up a lot of, or BetterHelp. There's two, I think they both exist, but BetterHelp is taking up a lot of market share in mental health space. They sponsor Joe Rogan. They sponsor a lot of podcasts. They're spending a lot of money to get out there and to capture that market share. Psychology Today, like directory sites like Good Therapy, they're pushing, and I'll show you these results. They're pushing your websites further and further down Google to the 2nd and 3rd page. There's also more competition for people coming into the marketplace as well. So big therapy is really kind of those online directories, those online providers and their main goal is really kind of do the heavy lifting for you, right? They want to, the exchange is you get paid less money per client, and we'll do the marketing for you and do the insurance thing and things like that. Okay. And they got deep pockets, right? So here's like a few online directory sites. Here are some online providers, right? BetterHelp, Alma, Headway, Blink, Talkspace. We also have franchises coming into the marketplace. LA Mental Health, that's a newer one to me. And then you have a lot of independent practices that are expanding into different states because of the SIPAC. Now, so what does this mean for for practice owners? Okay, so big therapy is going to outspend you in digital marketing. Can I zoom in here a little bit to kind of show you? Yeah. So this, the first 4 spots on Google are advertisement spots. And you'll see here, if you just type in what counselors near me, you have Grow Therapy, Hello Alma, BetterHelp, right? The first 3 is big therapy, those directory sites or those providers, national providers. And then we have actually a local business here. All right. So they're going to outspend you, and they'll also outrank you on Google. So if you type in, you can do this now, just type in therapist near me and see what shows up, right? So here, where I'm at, therapist near me, you have Psychology Today, Yelp, another Psychology Today. By the way, I'm going to keep saying this. Psychology Today, the way they rank so highly on Google and all the other search engines is they say, okay, thanks for signing up for Psychology Today. Put this badge on your website so you can say you're Psychology Today approved or clinician approved. I forget what it's called. What that actually is just an image that has a backlink that goes back to Psychology Today. And if anyone knows a little bit about SEO, backlinks are very important. They're like likes. They're thumbs up for Google saying, trust this website. I approve of this website. So you have hundreds and thousands of therapist websites pointing back to Psychology Today. And most people, it doesn't really provide any benefit to you. I mean, it's not like people look at Psychology Today badges as a sign of authority. So that's a lot of these directory websites get so large, plus their content and other things. But you see Good Therapy, ZocDoc, Mental Health Mark. Look at all these directory sites. I have one mom and pop shop, small business here where I'm at. That's it. You're going to see this in your search results too. So here are the stakes. Competition is high with big therapy like BetterHelp, Better Health, Psychology Today. More practices, private practices are starting up. And if you don't have a website that works for you, you're going to lose. Okay. Go to YouTube right now. Just type in Brand Your Practice and hit subscribe. This video is going to be up there. I have a ton of other videos. I have a big video, like a walkthrough on websites design as well. This is just a microcosm of this. So I've been doing private marketing for private practice for my wife's practice and dozens of practices across the states for the last, my goodness, 8-9 years now. And I've helped launch and scale over 13 practices now. And my goal really is by 2030, I want to help launch, grow, and scale 30,000 private practices. So that's, if you subscribe to my newsletter, subscribe to TheraSaaS or any of my other programs, you're part of that goal that I'm trying to get to. All right, so here's the plan. I'm going to walk you through the holy trinity of website design, because I think it's important for you to be educated on website design a bit, because as you work with your web developers and you try to fix things, you're going to want to know what's going on. Okay. All right. The holy trinity of web design. Now, there's really 3 things that go into web design that helps you rank, convert clients. Yeah, those 2 things primarily. The first one's going to be a clear message, right? Your website has to clearly state what you do, how you can help your client, and what they can do to buy it or get started with counseling, right? To get started in the healing process. That has to be absolutely clear. And then the user experience. So the website, you need to have a website that provides a wonderful experience for the user with scalable content. So those images, whether it's mobile or desktop, icons, images, videos, white space, right? You don't have a ton of text. You want to have a good user experience, because the longer they stay on your website, that is a sign to Google that that user is enjoying the content that you have. Okay. And Google's going to reward you with higher rankings as a result of that. That's all part of it. So a good user experience, And then search engine optimization. So this is really kind of some under the hood work that you have to do. Some technical SEO is what they talk about it. H1 tags, H2 tags, things like that. And I'll point those out in my website breakdown. Okay. All right. Time for website live audits. All right. These are the rules I set for myself. So I'm seeing your websites for the first time, or almost for the first time, because I had to bring up the website to do this. I'm going to be looking at user experiencing, messaging, and SEO. And if you want to go ahead and put comments in the chat, but make sure they're helpful comments. Here are today's contestants: Sheila, Dr. Andre Darden, Vanessa, and Dr. Alex Littleton. All right, so here we go. The first thing we're going to be working on is the grunt test, right? This is the first thing we're going to be looking at. And so let me start with Sheila here. I'm going to have to redo this. The grunt test is really, can a potential user land on your website and within 3 seconds, right? 3 seconds. What is that you do? Your practice, what is it that your private practice does do? How can you help me, and how can they get started with counseling? Those are the things they're trying to answer right away. Okay, so let me stop sharing this, and then I'll move to the next screen here. And let's jump in. Okay, here we go. I'm going to look over here a little bit. All right. Welcome to the world of inclusion, so my eye went right here. Creating powerful learning through sensational play. All right. So I'm not sure exactly what you do. I'm looking at sensational learning group. So it's a learning group. Is this teaching or education, right? So if I'm a user, I'm coming here, like, I know you're a therapist, but if I'm coming in here, I'm not seeing right away what they do. Join our mission and celebrate neurodiversity, potential of every individual. So most people aren't going to read this because it's tiny. All right. So right away, I don't know exactly clearly what you do. I'm not sure how you actually help me. Creating powerful learning. Okay. That's like, I'm not sure what that is. What does that mean? And how can you get started with counseling or your services? I do see a book now here at the very bottom. So that took me a little bit longer and than it should. So let's figure out what you do here. Interactive training sessions, sensory, business coaching. All right. So you have a lot of your services here. Services. Okay. Pictures of the world. Enter your email to keep up with exciting activities and events. And then we have a little circle here. So there's a lot going on. And I mean, let's dive in here. Interactive sensational learning group offers, keynote, smart playgrounds, peaceful sensory. So maybe you're a play therapist. All right, Sheila, you might, school services. Okay. All right. So this is a really good first example. I don't know what you do. I see ABA here. Like, are you, maybe it's just group. So here's what you need to say. If it's group, we provide group. We create groups for children to unlock. We create groups of neurodiverse students to unlock their full potential. Or we create therapy groups or something, sensational learning group right here. You can support your journey towards more inclusive and sensory friendly features. So, all right. So maybe that's it. I'm really struggling here and I apologize. Creating powerful. So you need to have something that's really big at the top that just says what you do very clearly, because people need to know, am I in the right place? Are these the services I'm looking for? So I would do that. Let's keep going on here. Images. So that grunt test, I don't think it passes the grunt test. Let's look into images here. So I do like these images. It shows me they're a little tiny. I would spread these out. Could you associate one of these images with one of the services that you provide? And it looks like you provide a lot of services. Business coaching workshops, Century. What I would do is interactive training sessions. I would put your number one or two services here, or your primary service right below this, so it's very clear and associated with an image of what success looks like. Okay, so maybe it's this, or this is clearly a group if that's what your main moneymaker is. All right, keynote speaker. I always think there's an opportunity to humanize websites more. So I like to see these images here. You could probably have more images on your homepage. This is a little interesting. I'm not sure what's going on there. Enter your email to keep us excited, activities and events. Most people are not going to put in their email. They're very protective of their email. You need to have some sort of a lead magnet or lead generator. Like a PDF or a resource you can exchange for their email address. Okay. All right, so we looked at images. We do have a call to action button. We have a few. Book now. What happens when we click on this? Get in touch. We have a contact page. Okay. So what I would say is not get in touch. I would say schedule now, book now, because people don't want to get in touch. They want to purchase something from you. They want to schedule something. So to schedule an appointment. All right, so just say schedule an appointment. Get this up here. Okay. All right. Call to action and plan. One thing that people need to know a lot about your service, don't assume people know how to get started with therapy or buy your services. So have a very simple plan. Step 1, fill out our form. Step 2, schedule we'll reach out for a consultation call. Step 3, start building a world of inclusion with our groups or something. I think you need a world of inclusion. You need to build that out a little bit here as well. Maybe down here, what does a world of inclusion look like? And maybe just have a few bullet points. Again, most people are not reading this because it's so tiny. Again, going back to that user experience, what you don't want is people landing on here and be like, I don't know how you can help me. And then they bounce off your website. To Google, that's saying your website's actually not relevant to the search queries that they're putting in Google. Okay. All right. So I think that's the thing. Testimonials. That's another thing you want to look for on your page. I don't see any testimonials there, whether that's other professionals or actually clients, if they've given you permission to do that. Past clients. The other one would say, this is my bonus tip for everyone, is a video. Like a video of yourself, Sheila, I think could go a long way. Plus, I don't know how to get a hold of you. Like usually the second most visited page on a website is the about page. So I am looking to see who you are, Sheila. Can I click on here? Book now. I need to know more about you, Sheila. Teacher's Lounge. Where are you? Okay. We need to see who you are. Whoa, wait a second. What did I land on? Oh, this is interesting. Your learning group and your home link. Oh, there's the about. Oh, your about page is buried underneath the home. So yes, Sheila, yeah, you're going to have to, I would encourage you to work up a little bit on your website here. This is such a great picture. You need to have this great picture of yourself right on the home page. Real big. University Affirming Early Childhood Education and Inclusion Consultant. Okay. All right. I think I have belabored that. Let me do one more on the SEO. I have a little SEO tool up here. Not sure if you can see that. You cannot see that on here. So H1, you have one H1, which is good. Creating and powerful learning, sensational play creation, powerful learning through sensational play. Yeah. The H1 works okay if those are the keywords you want to rank for. H1 is like the title of your book. So what is in each book, you have like basically a bunch of little books on your website. Each page is its own book. So you have H1 is like your title of the book. H2 are like subtitles or chapters within your book. So we want to make sure your H1 tag is really saying what this page is about and that's related to the keyword you want to rank for in Google. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one here. Dr. Andrea Darden. All right. I'm just going to refresh this here. Videos. Okay, good. That loaded really quick. What do you do? Hope Law, Center for Therapy, Wellness, and Training, unveiling the hoopla of hope. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So the hoopla of hope, that's confusing to me, but it actually is a little intriguing. It kind of opens up a little bit of a story loop. Like I want that closed. Like, what is that about? I do Center for Therapy. Okay, so that's good. You actually have therapy right there. Video, interesting choice for video. I think that can work. I'm curious what it looks like on a mobile device, but I think this does pass the grunt test. Okay, so we do have the how can you help? Unveiling the hoop. I wonder if unveiling the hoopla of hope, there's always the battle between clever and clarity. And so I wonder if hoopla of hope is clear or if it's clever. I know it probably is your brand. Unveiling the hoopla of hope. So you could say like who your ideal client is if you have an ideal client. Well, look at this. Specializing counseling for individuals with breast cancer. Okay, that's clear. That is so clear. What I would encourage you to do is maybe put that right underneath here, right? Hoopla. What am I saying? Hoopla, hope. Yeah, Hoopla, Center for Therapy, Wellness, and Training, specializing in counseling for individuals on the breast cancer journey. I love that. That's clear. Put that right up there so they just know right away. It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. Other things. So I think it passes the grunt test in almost, right? I couldn't do it in 3 seconds, but this has your ideal client. It also says how you can help, right? So you could also say counseling for individuals on the breast cancer journey. I do like specializing too, so that works. Book an appointment. Let's click on there. All right, good to go. Looks like you're using ZotDoc for that. Okay, I like that. That's a very compelling image there. Okay, yeah, scroll down. Let's keep going. And you have your different groups, what we offer. Okay, that looks good. Okay, great big picture of you there. That's looking strong. What our client, well, you got some testimonials there, free consultation. I like that book now. This is a little confusing. You might need to clean that up a little bit. Here's one thing on your header. I think say just get rid of these. To me, these are big exit buttons, these social media. I don't like social media. That bury them in the footer. You want people to stay on your website consuming your content. The only other thing is I would have you doing a video right here, right? So this could be a script for a video. Yeah, it's good. Good pictures. I love that. Okay, let's see what else. You can't see this because the drop down doesn't work. Specializing in counseling for individual and breast cancer. Yes. The only so that's your H1 header here. What you could do is put your location. So where is your location at? Or maybe you're just all online. Ooh, there's your Psychology Today. Let's click on it. There's the backlink. Let's see here. Yeah, it doesn't quite say where you are located. Because that could be another thing, like a little SEO play where you actually say the location you're in. You don't have to, but that could work. Okay, that's great. This is a good looking website. Yeah, well done. Well done. All right, let's jump to the next ones. Hey, Vanessa. Vanessa Cruz. Yes, good to see you again. Wow. Okay, website's looking good. Chicago Christian Counseling. This is definitely, I think we might have a conversation in the past. So we got a nice SEO play. We are a team of specialized Christian counselors. Yes. Online therapy for trauma, grief, and anxiety and more. Wow. Yeah. Look at this. A website after my own heart here. Book a free consult, schedule an appointment. Yeah. So you have 2 call to actions. You have a secondary call to action. Let me click on this here. There we go. You got your team. Great. What I would probably do is maybe you could switch, schedule an appointment and put that up there. And then you could put these counselors down at the bottom. That looks good. Let's see if I book a free consult. Or is it the same thing? Book a free consult, schedule an appointment. Okay, it goes to the same page. Okay, so that might be a little misleading in some ways, but there would be like, wait, what's the same thing? But maybe it's, yeah, I would figure that one out. You might just need one altogether. But as far as the grunt test goes, yep, Christian counselors, great. Trauma, grief, anxiety, good. I could do that in 3 seconds. Looks strong. Life is too short. Yeah, I like the white space. That's good. You could probably try to do just with 3. Surviving to thriving. Yeah. So, yep, surviving, good. Good. Most people probably won't read this, but you could. Yep. Christian Crown, our specialties. Good. Getting started. You got a plan. Yes. We had to have talked together. Yeah. I remember we talked together not too long ago. Has it been a year? So yeah, got a simple plan, right? Choose a therapist, schedule an appointment, experience transformation. Love it. Yeah. Okay. Got your team. Good. If I click on it, let's dive a little deeper here. Great. You got your rate here. Oh, you got a little consent box. What happens if I click on, oh, interesting. If I click request, okay, and it pops up. All right. Nice. Vanessa, really, I love that. Yeah, great. Look at that cutie. I'm talking about the boy. All right. One thing I would do is I'd make a video of yourself. Get a video up there. Huge. Services. Yeah. And nice navigation too. Very easy to follow. So well done. And I like your logo too. Looks great. Yeah. Nothing more to improve on there unless you got some videos. Yeah. Good job. Yeah. Anyone in the chat, post a question too. I'm happy to answer those along the way. All right, Dr. Alex. Hey, thanks for filling this out, Alex. Good to see you again. Okay, hold on a sec. What's going on here? What's going on? Okay. You know what this is doing, Alex? It's making me not read your website. It's making me wonder, like, how are these going to fall? It's like the bouncing pong ball on the television. Like, is it going to hit the corner? Like, what's going to happen? Do I click on these? They look like pills to me. So, changing lives with customized treatment for anxiety, OCD. This looks like, for some reason, I don't know why this thinks is like medication. I don't know. That's the first thing I'm thinking about. I like this, changing lives with customized treatment for anxiety, OCD, and more. Probably deserving. So I would put something, whether your treatment awesome. So you could say, is it counseling? Is it testing? What are the different things? Assessments, maybe therapy, anxiety relief, and assessment. So I would say I would put something like therapy and anxiety assessments, or some sort of assessments down here. Treatment. You could say changing lives with with customized counseling and assessments. No, it's not unclear. I'll tell you this though, the grunt test is hard because I got totally distracted by these, and there's a lot of them. So I would probably just here's what I would do. I would just take this out altogether. It's cool, but I wonder if it's distracting. Get other feedback. How are other people feeling about this? Were you guys distracted were you distracted as I was? Um, and then I would just put a picture of what your ideal client looks like and what success looks like. Humanize this a little bit. All right. At Avid, we are experts in delivering impact therapy treatments, anxiety. Okay. Download our 6 strategies. Okay. So what I would do here, if I click on this is MailChimp. Okay. I would actually get an image of what this looks like and put it right here. Right. If you're going to put your lead generator, let's see here. I'm just going to my wife's website to kind of show you what this could look like. For anxiety, we have a lot of lead generators. Here we go. If I get the checklist. So I would probably put like an image like this with a sign up next to it, or this could be the landing page for it. But I would try to get an image next to that, Alex, if this is or just move it. I would probably just move this to a different section altogether because you're talking about your services. And what I would do here then, if you're talking about your services, I would have buttons. You could have buttons that look like this if you want to keep it, but I would have buttons that launch off to your different services. We call them off ramping. So treatment options, specialized anxiety. So these different ones here, or maybe your 3 main ones or 4 one. I put them right here. Okay. Move your PDF down to a different section. Our tailored treatments. Okay. So what I would do is, you have it right here. You could probably move that up a little bit. Yeah. Psychological space for treatment. View all treatments. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, look at this. Great. I'm just gonna look. Yeah, that's good. I like this. I feel like you need to have this higher up on the thing. Like, it could almost be this area right here. You could probably put that video right there so that people don't have to scroll. Look at that. I love that. It's like a little swagger look. I like it. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't have to watch. I don't know what the script is, but the images. This looks really well done. Like yeah, you put some good money behind that. Experience the difference in care. Most people are probably aren't going to read this, so I would try to put this into a bullet point fashion. So, for example, um, I would encourage everyone, if you have a ton of text, figure out a way to just make bullet points out of it. So, like, for example, something like this, right? Some big bullet point, and if they want to read more, they can. You can see all these little bullet points right here. You have a plan. So, going back to the plan, Alex, I would probably put how to get started first. You could look at the therapist or first select a treatment you think that might work for your situation. Maybe schedule a consultation, right? So maybe you could do that, or look at our therapist, then schedule a consultation. Let's click on here. Yeah, there we go. I know you're updating this with some TheraSaaS. So we'll get you going on that. But okay, let me check a couple things here. You got a video. You could add a plan. Yeah. Anyone else get distracted with? Which video platform do you use to create a video on a website? Okay, great question, Angelica. Thank you. I like to use Vimeo. This looks like it's self-hosted, so it's probably just put right on the website. I like to use Vimeo. If you use YouTube, that's okay too. Uh, just recognize that YouTube's going to suggest videos for you to watch after the video's done, and it's going to pull people away from your website. So if you can self-host it, meaning WordPress or whatever, just put it right on there with a video module, or use Vimeo, you can do that. Let's see here. CD call to action button. Yeah, consistent call to action. It's the same. Uh, Request free consultation. Yeah, I like this. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious. Anyone else? Good point. Google regarding Google YouTube. Yeah, man, Google just it's like when you go on Facebook, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go look up this thing on a Facebook group. And before you know it, you're looking at pictures of friends and it's 30 minutes and you're like, why am I even here? So, all right. What other questions you have? What other questions you have on this? Please put them in the chat. And as you're doing that, yeah, thank you for the first batch. Like, we have 20 more to go in future webinars. Um, Again, this was presented by TheraSaaS. So one of the things that you need to be thinking about on your website is, after they do click a button like that schedule appointment, or like, where's that information going? Do you have a CRM to be able to track those client leads that are coming into your practice so they don't fall through the cracks? Are you able to centralize the communications in one place, right? So we encourage, like, we have these custom forms we help you build in TheraSaaS to be able to quickly capture that information and qualify them, so you're not on the phone going back and forth trying to get that information. Yeah, you want to utilize your intake coordinator in a way that they have all the information they need to help make decisions. We have these visual pipelines inside of TheraSaaS. You can have them for different services, or your primary service just having one, but you have different stages in which you need to be able to track a client lead until they become a paying client or not become a paying client. And that way you can visually track them along the way. There's other things like the unified inbox. If you want to keep all your communications in one place, phone calls, emails, text messages, voicemails, everything related to the sales part of your practice, you can put all that in one place. So you're not having text messages over there or emails in your Gmail. It's all in one place, and there's 100% transparency. And then you need a dashboard to be able to track how your sales and marketing is doing. So if you don't have those things and those are interesting to you and you feel like that could be helpful, having full transparency, capture every client lead, help you sleep a little bit better at night, just go to TheraSaaS.com and schedule a demo today. And just another reminder, we have my YouTube channel. Go over there and subscribe, because we're going to be putting up, I have a 6-part webinar series I'm doing with someone this year. It's going to be huge. So this is the year of webinar and videos. Okay. Can you say more about H1 and H2? Yes, I'm happy to do that. There is that video right here. I go deeper into this. And because my I have to figure another way to display H1 and H2. So think of it this way, like the book analogy. Every page on your website should have a focused keyword. Like, what is that keyword you want to rank for in Google? Maybe that's EMDR, groups, anxiety. Your homepage is going to have the most weight when it comes to SEO. Google is always going to, in most cases, will weight your homepage with more SEO weight. Like they're going to show that more than other pages because they're just assuming that's the most important page on your website. And it really is. So your H1 is what are those? It's the you're telling Google what your page is about. So your H1 is like the chapter title of a book. And so your H1 is like, my page is about this. And then you're going to have your H2 headings underneath that. And that is sort of like, people like to think about, it's like the size. Let's go back to Alex's website here. Actually, what I was doing, I was showing you slides on TheraSaaS, but I actually was not sharing them because I was not sharing that. Oh my goodness. I'm getting old. All right. So for example, this here, if I'm going to look at this here under the hood. So yeah, that's going to be an H2, right? So you want to have H2 tags or headings that align with, I call them tags. I think they're called headings that align with the chapter title of your book. So if your chapter title of this is this here, you're going to want to have words like treatment and anxiety under here. So an H2 could be how we help. Here are treatment plans for anxiety. Here are treatment plans for OCD, right? And those can be launching points off to another pages that are more focused on anxiety and other pages that are more focused on OCD. So hopefully watch that video if that hasn't been clear, but you have an H1, title of your book. H2 is like the subtitle or subchapters of your book. H3 and H4, not as important, but it's just a way that you're telling Google, you're organizing the data on your website, telling Google what your page is about so they're not having to guess what it is. The SEO tool I'm using is called Href, and I think it's free. But there might be I got to get a little deeper into this, but there's, it's my SEO tool that I use. It's paid. I have a paid version, but this is like a free tool that they use. So hopefully you would pay for their tool probably. But it doesn't show. TheraSaaS is an excellent, there's an excellent way to track patient leads. We were very happy with there. Oh, wonderful. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we've had a big year with TheraSaaS. It's been a wild ride. It's been great. I've been hiring more support staff and everything. So Andrea, I hope I answered your question there, and Jackie, I hope I answered your question as well. Let's see what else. Let me just show you this real quick, because I want to make sure you guys see that resource that you need. There we go. Okay, so this one right here, website clicks to paying clients. That's the one you want to see the deep dive on that. Okay. Yeah, so I'll put this on the TheraSaaS. You guys have any questions on website design, TheraSaaS conversion? I'm here, happy to stay for another few minutes. If you have any more questions, I'll put this here. So it's that. In my one of my other businesses, and I'll wait for the comments to come in. And one of my other businesses called the Private Pay Practice Program, where we help practice owners launch, grow private pay practices. Oh, good, Jackie. Thank you. I'm glad that was helpful. What was that tool again? It's Href. Why don't I just show you what it is here real quick? I'll put it. Can I just do this? Can I open another tab in here? No, I can't. All right. So just go to Ahrefs, ahrefs.com, and then look for their Chrome browser. Okay. I got to figure out another way to do this. Switching back all the time. Here you go. So just look, this is the SEO tool that I use. It's not cheap, but you can, maybe they have like a free trial you can do, but look for the Chrome browser somewhere. Webmaster Tools, backlink checker. Yeah, I don't know what this thing is. Website checker. Yeah, I don't know. They got a bunch of free tools. Chrome extension. SEO tool by Ahrefs. There you go. That's what it is right there. So you can see what you have as far as the H1. And I just go to the, is it the content? Yeah, I just go to content, that little content tab there, and it will show you, it should show you what's going on. Do you manually label your H1? So Andrea has a question. Do you manually label your H1 and H2 headings, or that happen? You have to tell it. So whether you're Squarespace or WordPress, you have to tell it. A lot of this is what's important for you to know, because if you work with a web designer, most web designers don't really know SEO and the point of why keywords matter. Well, they understand that, but a lot of times they think H1 and H2 are just like, it's just a bigger font size as you build a website. So your H1's like the biggest font size, H2 is like a smaller font size, and so forth. Well, that's true, but a lot of times what happens is websites will have 3 or 4 or 5 H1 headings on it for their different sections on their website. And that's not helpful. You should only have one H1 on your website, only one H1 headline. And it should be focused around the keywords you want that page to rank for. Let's see here. Do you manually? Yeah, what else here we can do? I should probably just put. So anyway, back to my private pay practice program here. So we have these monthly calls, so twice a month, and I'm going to be releasing this on the email. But we basically kind of broke down. Can I just show you this? I broke this down real quick. Like, if I just do this, near me, it's a little easier in incognito because of this. But Hinsdale Men's Therapy. So I'm not sure. This looks local. Counseling Works. That might Life Insight. I know that's local for sure. So I'm not seeing as many directory sites here. Yep, here's some Back to Basics. Yep. So those actually look local to me, which is encouraging. Your Psychology Today, Lodestone's local, Yelp, Back to Basics. I feel like this is a new one. Life Insight, Hinsdale Therapy Group. So these are actually good. These are actually pretty good local searches. I'm curious what you're seeing, if a lot of the directory sites are showing up for you or not. But it's using my location for it. Do you, hi. Oh, hey, Alex. Yeah. Any creative ideas on how to quickly describe a practice that does both anxiety therapy and psych assessments? They feel pretty distinct to me, and I've been trouble finding ways to combine them in copy. Yeah, it depends on where you want it, like on the website. Like, to me, it's just, I think it's like, just figure out a way to be clear on it. So like, think about so the customer journey here. So what I would say is like, what do you feel like, almost like choose your own adventure? You could almost have something like, what do you feel like you need? Or maybe something down here after they see your video, but like, you can have just launch points there. It'd be interesting, because here's the other thing. They think they need something. So I've done this with marketing clients, is that, let's say you have psychiatry testing and therapy. What services are you interested in for? Well, they'll say psychiatry, but actually they need an assessment testing, or maybe they actually just need therapy. They don't need psychiatry. So trying to figure out a way to guide them a little bit. So here's an idea. So how do you, like, on maybe your testing page, how do I know if I need testing? How is testing different than counseling? I think you're probably going to need to do a little education. So if your website can do a little education, that might make the consultation call a little easier. Or you could say, if you still don't know, schedule a free consultation. Not sure if that answers your question, Alex, but that's kind of how I would play around with it a little bit on that. Exposure response. These, okay, that's cool. You go to different aspects of your website there. Yeah, there you go. There's your lead gen. I would take that lead gen button off the top right here. Let's see here. Do you use Google Ads? What are your thoughts on them? Yes, I do use Google Ads. Depends on where you're at with your brand, and things like that. So if you have a strong brand, right? So what does that mean? When people go to Google, they're not typing therapist near me. They're typing in the brand name of your practice. So let's say for my wife's practice is child therapist. So instead of typing child therapist near me, they just type in Kid Matters Counseling. And if you have a strong enough brand in your community like that, you may not need Google Ads at all. What I think is important is just having, at that point, have a small amount of Google Ads budget. So you're just kind of showing up in the paid location, the paid spots on Google, then Google business profile, the Google Maps, have your, having it there. I call it the trifecta. And then towards the top on organic results, ads, Google Maps results, and then organic results underneath that. But if you're starting out, yeah, you need Google Ads just to, jump to the top, just so you can get noticed, right? Because people don't know about you. That's why BetterHelp is spending so much money on Google Ads and on podcasts, because people just don't know and they're trying to get that market share. So I would recommend you have to do it. The only problem is it depending. Google Ads is it is an auction, so there's competition. So if you have a lot of competition around particular keywords like counseling or me, you're going to pay more. But if you have a niche like EMDR or child therapy or something like that, there's a good chance you'll be paying less, especially if you're in spaces that BetterHelp and Alma and others aren't competing in. So it's probably good to have some sort of budget. Thanks, Brent. Hey, Nelly. Hey, I still looking forward to meeting you sometime. I know you're local, in person. So, all right. If there are no other questions, I'm going to jump off to do a TheraSaaS demo call. A couple things on the radar. If you're subscribed to the Brand Your Practice website or newsletter, you're going to get all the new kind of webinars and kind of walkthroughs that I'm going to be doing, including these website reviews. So make sure you're subscribed to that. If you're subscribed to TheraSaaS, I'm going to be also talking about sales and marketing over there as well. So, all right. Thank you so much. I'm going to jump off and shoot me an email, right? You got this email, shoot me an email, what was helpful, what wasn't helpful, if you want me to talk about different things on the website review. All right. Well, we'll see you later.